Hi, and welcome to Odyssey of Ascension. It is Friday's channeling. Thank you all for tuning in once again. And let's see, I think that's it. There's nothing really going on right now. I have no idea. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's now. Nothing. Alright guys, thanks again for tuning in. Enjoy the channeling. To understand yourself once again in the complexities of the prism is, in and of itself, let's say a journey to understand how you behave with vibrations, understanding how you birth yourself in vibration, from the blendings of everyone in your reality. See, you keep yourself subjective, you keep yourself over there, reflected back to you, the old idea mirror, that's that, I must be that. It is not that. It is that which you perceive. You understand someone's vibrational energies. You walk into a room and you notice a person and you start to feel and translate those vibrations within your own mind. And yes, they are subjective to you. They are your idea, interpretation of that entity. But the more you understand yourself in cleanliness, not, let's say, so busy with all the distortions you've rattled yourself with and limitations, then the purity of the unconditional love between two entities can flow uninhibited. And then you truly know yourself within them. See, the idea of understanding a person from a subjective point of view is not judgment. If it is an object outside of you, most certainly it is. Understand where the mirror is going. You have the ability to listen and hear and feel others. You will always translate through the subjective person, idea, individual that you are always. However, we're adding something. It's a dimension to yourself. The dimension is me. The dimension is whomever is present in your world that you are blending with to become. You may interpret that energy that they're giving you as that, but it is not them. It is you. But not you as mere fault. You as a part of. Not as you as mere envy. You as potential. See, all the blendings, no matter how it's measured within you, can be constructed in two ways: bliss or that of measurement in and of itself. Fear or love. I am envious that. No, that's your potential to allow. Not in the ideology of objective, on I will become that. You cannot become that. That is already you. It embraces you now with the journey in front of you to explore vibration within the co-creation of that now moment, offered by the prism, the continuation of the flow of all the galactics, all of the yous, all of the selves. Don't look at yourself as a self and I have all of myself. Look at yourself observing all of yourselves from the standpoint of the gift you have been given. Awareness. See, everything that's kept outside of you will stay there. Objective. And you will create and maintain and sustain that idea, identity, as long as you choose to stay separate from those selves. See, those idea selves are projected from you to allow you to see they are you. And when you accept them, they become the energies of you. And you are love, so therefore they will be that. It's not that turning into you as love. They are remembering that they are you as love. Awareness, truly, unconditional. So when you are idealizing an energy, you are maybe observing two in conversation. Awareness of their interactions, their vibrational birthings of movement, behavior, words, tone, pitch, inflection. Understanding the human drama from a point of awareness to understand the beauty of humanity. See, they are enacting upon a certain vibration and you know that vibration, but it is you. It is not that of them and you. But it is not you in causality once again. The mirror offers all vibrations for you to expand upon yourself, to embrace you can. Embrace you feel. The journey is no longer becoming an idea of escapism or accomplishment. The journey in and of itself is the experience of the now. the experience of being, of feeling the idea. Why would you reject any part of humanity? Because humanity has been ordained with fear. That is your fear, child. Get over it. That is your subjective universe. It is not them. That is your interpretation of the vibration through a constitution of a belief system that was bought in by generations. They brought it in the generation before, and the cycle continues. But now you have an awareness of choice to validate that as you. But in the idea that you accepted that self as you, and it will be that of love now. Not looking at them as separate from you. That blame game you keep doing. That fear I have to avoid, or I need to do this. I need to take care of that. I need your prayers because somebody's sick. They're not sick. You're seeing them sick. They're experiencing. See, those energies are equated by your mind of reference because you are referencing idea entities. You covet, you reference, you, let's say, particulate upon an idea. Here it is. It must be this because that's all I understand. But as you start to evolve yourself in the idea of evolution, you start to become very uncomfortable because you can't really reference things anymore. You have hard time formulating questions or really trying to figure it out because you're beyond your reference points. That's you now really showing you are blending energies of unknowns to allow yourself to become remembered within the self with no idea effort. So when you find yourself blending energies of knowledge and understanding of yourself, and you're referencing them in its immediacy to the past and validating it as a separation, that is you being the mirror unto the self, the construct of causality. That is the old idea stepping stone. You are now the prism part of you. You are the ebb and flow of me. I am birthed from you every day. You are birthed from me every now. It is the consistency that you will never, let's say, want to leave once it's understood. You want to be all energies, because all energies are expansive, explorations. They are beyond yourself. You immediately causality something that is in your past as something separate or fearful, something to not accept, something to avoid, something to worry about. And that separates you. What you want to do is accept others' pains as them choosing to be painful. But if you see them in pain, then you are reinforcing the vibration of that pain, giving them the version of themselves in the flow of the two entities between each other, using the prism to know they already know they're in pain, and you tell them, yes, you are. And then they see themselves in repetition through the reflectum of you. But if you become the idea of the co-creation and allowance and accept that vibration as a choice from a subjective point of view of all creation being creation in and of itself, and you don't need to help or hinder anything, then you will start to see those persons finding vibrations through the prism of you, something they have not gotten. They got the wellness of you. So they allow themselves to heal themselves because your vibration constitutes difference, something unknown to them. You are in that moment of flow of unconditional, complete allowance. Why thwart anyone's journey? Who are you here to protect? If you have any ideology of how old the earth is, but will use the reference points of your timeline constitution of Earth, 15,000 years, but billions in the other ideas, but society will go with, we would have figured it out by now, if that was the idea to protect. You're still playing the same game. You're redecorating it, you're renaming it, and it's the same vibration. Outside of you, objective, subjective worlds, the two bouting against each other. The inside self telling the outside self, come home. The outside self going, no, I don't know you. I know me. I'm an identity. Things like that. Look at yourselves in truth, in honesty. See the other people being gods. Allow them. They're not in peril. They are forever. But you don't believe that. You have something in you that says there is pain, and that is the pain that you have chosen to experience. Mainly emotional pain, through the others of pain. And you felt your own pain when you crushed yourself in dependencies, in betrayal, in rejection. The things that kept you separated, and once those ideologies of your cornerstones were crumbled, you were left with you, and then you built your idea back up into, it's okay, we can drive on, and you become an idea of a reinforced identity once again. But see, when you now accept yourself differently, when you accept yourself as that, I am an asshole. I dodge myself. I make people feel bad because I'm afraid for myself that I will be exposed. So I keep people away in that fashion. Or I'll take on your pain and I'll sacrifice myself for you. Okay? And maybe one day, if I live with enough pain of others by making myself take one for the team over and over again, then I'll get myself into heaven. Maybe that's it. And I'll play all of these different roles because that's all I know. I don't want to know who I am. I am undefined. I am unknown. I am there every time you have failed. Every time you rip yourself open. I am there. You throw your castings into the water, don't you? You throw them out and you want people to help you. You want their pity. You want their compassion. You want their idea of empathy. So you reach because that gives you friction of identity. It brings you back to life and says, I am worthy of being here. And you get that sympathy from one. You call your best friend and they lend an ear and you hear that and it gives you life once again. And you feel okay and you work it out and you do it again and again and again. And you are generations. And the pendulum swings. But when you stop the idea of the mirror and the idea of attracting things, and now accepting all that is, allowing entities to be themselves, and you start to view them as you, not in I am that, in I am part of that. I am whole with that. That is God and that is me. We are one. Then you have no ill will towards a choice of another. You are unconditional, but if you depend on that, or if you put a measurement on them, they shouldn't do that. The fuck they shouldn't! Unless, of course, you love being a tyrant or conditioned. That is the identity that is now showing yourselves. I would like an identity for you guys, just as temporary, maybe a game you can play with yourself. It's the honest one. Be the identity of honest. You know when you are killing yourself, bullshitting yourself, fucking yourself over because you keep choosing the identity you know you don't want to choose because you are not that. You have discovered yourself and the selves you are not, but you choose the not self so you can have rhetorics of interactions with others as that old self because you're afraid, you're scared of the self you're going to discover. That this game is actually real. That I am God. And I'm worthy of that choice. And I need no proof nor others to validate that within me. For I am subjective and I am choice. And that's the hardest thing to do. But you can't find that self if you're decorating yourself with a billion masks of societal needs, wants, and norms. Emotional content that gives you friction of addictions of emotional connection. The connection is what you seek. The connection is what makes you do things, behavior that you would never do, but you are empty and you are lost. So you reach and you grab and you need to know that I am alive. You cut yourself and you bleed for yourself so you can cuddle with yourself and get to know the grace of yourself. And then you are rescued because another is that idea of compassion. But then you can take yourself and be honest and say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to find out who this unknown God is. And I'm going to accept that God. And I'm going to trust, and I'm going to throw away everything I've been taught. I'm not going to define myself in anything. I am undefinable. I'll allow others to define me. Fuck them. They're their own gods, as lost as I am. I need to find myself. Let them choose whatever they want to. I am going to find me. I'm going to do it for me just this once, and I'm going to be honest with myself. And I'm going to choose only that which I see to choose. I will not be laden with possibilities of futures. I do not care about those ideas for just this now. And then you will, God will show up. How about that? To understand the Prizm, you must leave the old idea paradigms. You must allow yourself to be naked. You must accept all identities through honesty, and you will know the intricacies to know me as I know you. We are not separated. We only view our subjective world as the defining idea personality that we bend our own unique idea light into for experience of all to perceive, and of course, including ourselves. No one is left out in co-creation. Know this. Understand yourselves, entity. It is a great choice to choose the self over the ideology of the mask you've been wearing. Don't label yourself anymore. Allow others to do so. And you will find someone that you forgot. You. Bid you a good day. Good day. Hi. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Prizm. I love you guys. Good stuff. Whew, that was heavy. A lot of energy. Take care, all. Bye.